Well, you know, the one thing that you can always say about Tony Gwynn, he's very, very tough. He fought the good fight, man. You know, probably when he probably shouldn't even been out here coaching. He was out here coaching, you know, and he's a lot tougher than probably anybody else that I know, you know, and you know, even just last week we're all just kind of talking about, you know, when he gets well, when is he going to come back, you know, what are our plans for the summer, what are our plans for the fall as far as getting the program going. And so really our expectations are that he was going to fight through this whole thing and be back here this next year. And you know, so when you get an announcement like this, it takes you to your knees. It knocks you out.
I mean, I woke up to a text, a phone call from my mom asking if it was true or not, and I haven't heard anything from the coaches. And as far as the players knew, coach was doing a lot better. He just signed his new contract, so we thought he was fine. And then we wake up to this. It was like, whoa, what happened? So, I mean, it was obviously a really sad day. We not only lost our coach, but a great mentor, just a great person in general. It's tough.
I was like everybody when I first heard it. I was saddened and shocked that it was, for those of us that didn't know how severe it was at the moment, it appeared sudden. But like everybody that I'm hearing on radio and talk on TV, it's a day where you reflect on Tony Gwynn in a positive way, but it's a sad day in terms of losing someone of that significance to all of us.
The Alumni Association coined the term, or actually Marshall Falk did on Aztec for Life, and you immediately think of somebody like that. And Tony, he had the breadth of playing here, growing up around here, playing here, then going in the pros, and staying in the pros in San Diego, which is unique, and then coming back. And he came back because he cared deeply about San Diego State, and I think he wanted what was best for the program. He wanted to build the program, and it's been fun in the last 2 years for us to have some success and be a part of that, and him enjoying that. And even though he wasn't this past year as much as he would have liked, I knew he really liked it. But he, you know, for instance, I got word back he didn't like our draw, you know, and so he was into it from, you know, till the very end. And I didn't know it was this close to happening where he would pass, but I know that meant a lot to him, and it meant a lot to our players to have Tony Gwynn a part of it.
He was an Aztec. Before he was a Padre, he was an Aztec. So when he made that decision to come back to San Diego State, he wanted to teach. He loved working with younger ball players, not only to give them, you know, the physical knowledge that he had, the physical part of hitting the baseball, but he wanted to get more in depth into their mind, and that his passion for San Diego State runs beyond anything. I mean, he's an Aztec, and we always will sit there. So I'm an Aztec as well, and we would just say, hey, we're Aztecs no matter what. No matter what. Before he was a Padre, he was an Aztec. Don't get me wrong, he loves the Padres as well, but he loves the Aztecs just as well.
You know, when you hear Aztec for life, I guess that, you know, Tony Gwynn embodies that saying. You know, he's an Aztec for life, and he's has great passion not only for the baseball piece, but for the university itself. You know, not just the sporting events. It's all inclusive. You know, and you know, he is a true San Diego State Aztec. You know, and we're very, very happy to call him one of our family. You know, and he made my family feel like one of the Aztec family. You know, when we moved here 9 years ago. And so he's a very, very special person.
He cared about this place. He cared about basketball. He cared about, obviously, baseball, but he cared about each of the coaches having success, and that meant a lot to a lot of the coaches. You know, their peer was a Hall of Famer and someone that they could talk to about a heck of a lot of things. But he was approachable. He cared about people and wanted to do his best. And I think he was one that he'll always be remembered that way.
Tony brought that iconic cult-like figure that everybody wanted to say they knew him, say they shook hands with him, took a picture with. And so many did because he was so accommodating to everyone. He told me, if I can ever help, let me know. And not unlike so many of us, it was the fathers and grandfathers and uncles of the recruits that wanted to see, meet, touch, talk to Tony Gwynn. And he was ever accommodating, always with a smile on his face. And he brought not only credibility, but he brought tremendous class to San Diego State because it was his university. He loved this place.
And I always go back to one thing. It's his infectious laugh, you know, and I talk about it all the time. Our players talk about it. I talked to Ryan Muno about it today, is that, you know, it's even hard to, you know, watch old footage of him laughing because it gives you chills, you know, and that laugh can make some bad things good and some good things even better. And so I think that's probably, you know, he could make you laugh at yourself, and he would you could hear it from anywhere. I would be out here hitting fungos or throwing BP, and you would always tune into that, and it would always make you feel good.
Coach was always cracking jokes in the dugout. He didn't say much during the games. He would just sit and do his charts, but during practice he loved to just have a good time and just make the best of everything, and he was always laughing except when we mess up. But for the most part, he was always in good spirits, just a great person to be around. He lifted your spirits, so he's definitely going to be missed.
And that laugh, that was one of the reasons why he kept me around so long, is because we'd sit there and we would laugh hours at a time after practice. All the kids, the players are gone. He and I, a couple of our other coaches, we would sit on the bench for hours and we would just laugh about everything. It could have been the NBA, it could have been the NFL, it could have been anything. We sat there and we laughed, and it felt good. When we saw each other, we always gave each other either a fist bump or a hug and just say, "Hey man, what's up? How was your day today?" And from then, we just carried on, and we started laughing.